Well, good morning, lucky viewer. Man, so today I woke up and made my coffee. I was so mad. You know how like the Keurig cup will put a whole bunch of grinds in the coffee? It was doing that. But I cleaned it literally 2 days ago with the like solvent that you're supposed to run through it. That sucked, man. It's like half a cup of coffee wasted just because I couldn't drink grinds. So naturally, after having to consume grinded coffee, I don't know, that sounds right. Coffee with a whole bunch of grounds in it. I got to thinking, why do people call people fence sitters for not wanting to choose a side, right? Like, regardless of what it is, right? Whatever you subscribe to, whether it's like a political thing or a religious thing or whatever. Let's just take agnosticism for a second. I know so many people that when I tell them that I'm agnostic, they're like, well, you're a fence sitter because you don't know whether you believe in God or not. It's like maybe both sides suck, dog. Maybe both sides seem like a really shitty compromise. I'm just saying. I mean, in this case, one of them is if you're good, you go to a place where you can pretty much be perfect for eternity. There's not gonna ever be any real challenges. What kind of sounds fun, initially, but eventually you'll get bored. But if you're bad, then you burn for eternity. But then you go on the flip side and they just say nothing. Like blank, black, nothing. I mean, that's just a little side quip I was thinking about, like just because someone doesn't subscribe to these dumb football teams, basically, just because the Giants and the Patriots are playing and you don't know who to root for because you're not particularly a fan of either, does that make that person a fence sitter? You know what I mean? And speaking of people that can't make up their mind, it leads me to our first post of the day. Am I the a-hole for thinking about breaking up with my girlfriend because her ex-boyfriend wants her back? I'm not gonna lie, this might actually be the first yes, you are the a-hole that I've read. Kind of skimmed through it a little bit the other day, so let's just get into it. So I have been with my girlfriend for a year now. And things have been fantastic. We both have a strong bond together and we've never had an argument. That's actually pretty good, unless you two are just too agreeable, you know what I mean? You guys can't make up your mind, so you just like, whatever. But anyway, so today we were talking as usual, and she mentioned that her ex-boyfriend contacted her and wanted to get back together. And of course, I asked about it, and she said she doesn't love him anymore and loves me and wants to spend the rest of her life with me. Obviously, I was pissed and told her, why haven't she told me earlier? And she says it's fine and she can handle it. I mean, why would you be mad about that, though? Like, I can understand being mad at the ex-boyfriend, like, hey, don't hit up my girl, but why would you be mad at your girlfriend for that? It's not like she told him, hey, send me this text message, tell me how you feel. It's not like she was inquiring about it, right? Like, what? This guy might have just been looking for any excuse to be mad, or one of those people, because I get like this sometimes where it's like, this is just too good to be true. I have to find something to make this person seem less than what they are, because there's just no way they could be this good. To continue, I'm so confused on what to do. I don't want to live in a relationship where her ex constantly keeps trying to get her back. I strongly believe in monogamous relationships, and when I'm with someone, I don't want to share my partner with anybody. Please tell me what I should do. I'm so conflicted on what to do? Question mark? Should I break up with her or should I wait and see what happens? Thank you. I like that this person, his girlfriend was trying to reassure him, like, hey, yeah, my ex-boyfriend hit me up, just so you know. Also, I want to be with you for the rest of my life, so I hope you don't, like, think too much about it. Like, immediate reassurance, immediately was open and clear, gave reassurance, and this guy still isn't happy. I don't know what to say here. Like, it is monogamous. If someone is just texting your girlfriend unsolicitedly and is telling them how they feel, yeah, man, that's that kind of stuff happens. It could just be a drunk text or whatever, and I get it. It would make anybody uncomfortable. You could always just say, hey, would you mind blocking him or something like that? I mean, I don't know. I think this guy is the a-hole, actually. This is like getting mad at your girlfriend for telling the waiter her order because you don't want to share with her. It's like the same thing, Ex-boyfriend comes back into her life, or not necessarily back into her life, but, contacts her and is like, hey, I still have feelings for you. And he gets mad about it and gets mad at her for it. So it'd be the same thing. Waiter comes up, hey, what can I get for you? And she's like, yeah, I have a cheeseburger. And he's like, dude, what the hell? Or why are you talking to him? I didn't give you permission to talk to him. Yeah, this is a little bit much. I don't know. Like maybe it's like his first relationship and he doesn't really understand that it's not her fault that people text her, you know? And I'm a strong believer in that you can shoot the messenger, but in this circumstance where his girlfriend's being the messenger and saying, hey, there's this thing that I think you should know, and then he's like, whoa. Like, it's just ridiculous. This guy needs to use his brain. He needs to lay off the juice. You feel me? I got another little special treat. And by treat, I mean, I think this guy actually is the a-hole too. Yeah, 2-in-1 video. Who would have thought? Sorry, I'm slapping I talk with my hands a lot, so if you guys hear any weird like ambient smacks or anything like that, I tend to talk with my hands and smack them together and stuff, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to work on it. But the title is, Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law she married the wrong brother? Bro, what? What is up with these people in these Am I the A-holes and stuff of like their family going after their partners? Me personally, that like there's a way that you can compliment somebody or something like that without being flirtatious. You know what I mean? Especially when it's between brothers, man. Like, why are you trying to alpha dog your brother, bro? That's the last person that you should be trying to like. Anyway, the post goes, my brother, let's call him Russell, and I are complete opposites. I was always the academically smart one. I graduated from a top university and now make a great income working as an engineer. Russell is more of the typical American man. He's a Navy SEAL, loves his beer, and is loud. So it seems like this guy is already seems like he's got a bit of an ego. Like he sees himself as above his brother. That's what I'm getting from this. You know, he's just, yeah, I'm really smart and my brother's just a meathead. So, you know, he had a series of relationships in his early 20s that went nowhere. And for the longest time in our family, we joked that he would probably be the last one to get married, if ever. Well, when he was 25, he met my sister-in-law, Christina. They met at a library where he failed the pickup line and she made fun of him for it. They talked for a bit and then he asked for her number. The rest is history. Christina is absolutely gorgeous. She's a beautiful brunette with blue eyes, tall, and looks like a French model. She's also very smart, and she's an aerospace engineer and loves books and old movies as much as I do. We get along quite well and mostly talk about nerdy stuff when we're in the same room. I just want everyone to notice how much he's hyping this girl up right now, right? This is his brother's fiance or wife, girlfriend, something like that at this point, and he's talking about her like he fantasizes about her and stuff like that. You know, she's beautiful brunette with blue eyes, tall, and looks like a French model. That's so many adjectives. You could have just said she is beautiful and left it at that, but obviously you're thirsting after your brother's fiance, wife, person, partner. This is making me uncomfortable, man, just after reading that alone. Your brother should be alpha dogging you. He's the loud American man. He should have beat the hell out of you for that. Nah, I'm playing. But to continue, my parents love her too. She gets along with my dad more since she's probably the only person in our family that actually enjoys hearing his stories 500 times. I'll be honest, I didn't think their relationship would go far, at least not to marriage, but they did. They got married last week. Dude, this guy was like banking on the fact that they weren't gonna last, and he's just like waiting. He's like, I'm gonna get real close, I'm gonna get in nice, you know, I'm gonna get to know her, and then since freaking Russell can't hold the girl, so the moment that he messes up, I'll be in there to swoop in because she's smart and she's beautiful. No, bro, come on, man. Bro code. Ain't nobody taught you that? You break bro code, bro, and you're gonna be drinking out of a straw. Not really. I'm not serious right now, but that does happen to some people. During the family dinner at my mom's house, Christina made a joke about how their weekend was mostly spent either hiking or doing some sort of physical activity, which she doesn't like but loves it since she knows Russell loves it. Russell laughed and said it's good for both of them. I joked that she should have ended up with a nerd like me instead. Like me, since I would get her more. God. Yeah, that's it is already this guy like he already messed up when he's like, yeah, I should he like, putting himself on a pedestal a little bit and then talking about how beautiful his sister-in-law is and then now he's all like, you should have ended up with a nerd like me. This guy probably can't see any wrong that he ever does ever. What's the word? Like a passive narcissist almost. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or maybe he's just like a megalomaniac. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but this is already giving me bad vibes, this guy. My parents and other siblings laughed, and my dad agreed, saying he couldn't believe she chose Russell over his other sons. But I stopped when I realized Russell wasn't, and neither was Christina. I apologized quickly, and Russell just told me to drop it. They left and didn't stay for dessert. Christina reached out to me and told me she didn't appreciate my comment and that I should know Russell is perfect for her. Russell hasn't spoken to me since. My parents think he took it to heart and is being dramatic, but my sister said we might have hurt his feelings, and now I'm feeling like an a-hole. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, I kind of think you are, man. That's inappropriate no matter whose girlfriend that is. Let alone family. No, that you don't do that. Like whether it's your brother, your sister, whoever, you just don't say that about another man's wife. Like the only way that he could have got away with it is if he was saying the joke like, yeah, I'm surprised you got with him considering that you're such a nerd. I would have thought that you would have ended up with like a rocket scientist or something. You know what I mean? But instead he said, like me. He's trying so hard to feed his ego. I wonder if he's just like one of those hollow shells of a man. And this happens a lot with a lot of men. I notice is that they just keep feeding their ego and that's becomes their personality. You know what I mean? And the moment that you kind of shatter that illusion of like you're not who your ego portrays you as, then they get upset. Now he doesn't seem like he's that upset in this. He's trying to be understanding, it seems like, from the outro, the last paragraph, but still would rub pretty much anybody the wrong way. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, this guy is the a-hole. Now, to move away from these posts from these very egotistical men, hate them. Gosh, should get a damn life. But get your box of Kleenexes ready because we're about to get real sad up in this. Got rejected 7 times in one go. That's the header. Immediately, I wanted to cry. I wanted to send this guy a box of chocolates and roses and tell him everything's going to be okay. And the post goes, my wife left me last year after I got hit by a car and permanently injured. She decided to move cross country to focus on her toxic sales career. I haven't been with anyone in a year, so I'm just trying anything. Jeez. Oh, man, that sucks. That is just right off the bat. This guy's got the bad luck. He's got the super bad luck. He got permanently injured, and because of that, his wife left him and said, I want to focus on my career. That's tough. I'm already. Anyway, I went to a speed dating event last week, hopped on my crutches, and took public transportation into the city. It went great. I thought I made some good conversation, and I thought I was looking pretty nice. I don't think I could have done any better. I got home to find my pet of 9 years dead. Jesus, dude. Oh, man. Listen, the one thing below losing a close friend or family member, the one step below that is losing the pet. And for some people, the pet might actually rank above family and friends. That really sucks. I can't imagine having a rough day and not being able to roughhouse with my dog, man. I'm just saying. That'd be a sad time. Anyways, he goes on. 2 days later, post aftermath, I checked the match results of the event. 0 out of 7 matches. Jeez. I thought I had clicked with at least a couple of women there. Was it my crutches? Was it my height? I just don't get it. I really could have used something to cheer me up. Nope, just more disappointment and loneliness. This time without my sweet pet to hold. I once again get the feeling that my beloved wife was my one and only shot at living a happy life. But that's over now. At least I got to live a happy life for a few years. I hope it ends soon. Whoa. Man, I really hope stuff gets better for this guy. I think this was on the r/self, I'm pretty sure. So he's probably just like, venting and trying to look for a bit of reassurance online. I hope he got it, and I hope that his life turns out better, because that sucks, bro. Like I'm laughing, yes, but I'm not laughing at this guy. It's just, if I'm in that situation, I would probably just crack a whole bunch of jokes about myself, about how I'm a piece of trash and blah 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 blah. And then hopefully it gets better eventually. But I don't know. I always use humor to try to cheer me up when I'm down, so. And I do it by making fun of myself. I make myself the butt of the joke. This poor man. Man, that sucks though, for real. For real, hope this guy feels better. All right, and in the spirit of getting absolutely on for no reason, this next one is of that same category, but it's just a little different because this person reacted with anger. Am I the a-hole for angrily telling I'm sorry I was born this way after she said my hair was cultural appropriation? I had to know. Because cultural appropriation, I feel like, is kind of one of those topics that gets blown out of proportion a lot of the times. Like, as a Native American, I know that there are white people that dress up as Indians in the, whole headdress and stuff for Halloween, and it doesn't really bother me that much. What would bother me, I think, is the when they mimic the or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when they go that far, I'm like, all right, you need to chill the fuck out. The post goes, I'm a 19-year-old female. I am also a Caucasian person. I also have a natural fro. Think Jew fro or something. I'm not exaggerating when I refer to it as a fro. It is big, round puffball of curls from my head. I felt that. Usually when I wake up, my hair is kind of in a fro too. And I only have I have a friend group. Almost all of us knew each other in high school. I'm not sure exactly how relevant this detail is, but almost everyone in the group is a person of color. We get together every once in a while, and the last time we met up, the topic of cultural appropriation came up. Topics like this are not unusual for us, as we sometimes talk about political or societal topics. We all have the same left-wing beliefs, so it's easy for us to talk about these things. In the discussion about cultural appropriation, fros came up. Afros, more specifically. I didn't think much of it for a while, as it makes sense to me that someone mimicking the hairstyle of people of color would be offensive. I kind of feel like that depends on someone's upbringing and stuff like that, though. You know what I mean? There's a lot of white people from around the block that will braid their hair in cornrows or talk with, I guess it's called, what is it called now? Black American vernacular or something, but it used to be called Ebonics or Black Sin or, just whatever term. Like, there are some people, white people that talk like that, do that. It's just because they grew up around that area, though. You know what I mean? And they're in tight with those people. So I think it's more of a case-by-case basis of, like, you have to talk to that person, but also who they are around. You know what I mean? You got a white person who has dreadlocks and talks with black scent, but doesn't do anything but hang out at the burbs, probably cultural appropriation. But if they're just chilling, shooting hoops, playing Mortal Kombat and PlayStation or whatever, I don't see that as cultural appropriation, because they're in the culture, at least to a certain extent, right? But personal opinion. I mean, ultimately, as a person of color, the way I see it is that I don't think that even if they are appropriating a culture per se, you shouldn't go out of your way to attack this person, whether verbally or physically. I think the best thing that you can do is to educate them and let them know, hey, man, I think you might want to chill with that, because some people might see it as this or that. That's how personally I see it. But, everybody's got different opinions and stuff. And personally, don't really care about the political stuff. I just don't like seeing people beat up or whatever just for dumb reasons. But anyways, I didn't really contribute to the conversation except for nodding along, as I agree with what they say, but can't really add to it as I am white. At this point of the conversation, I started to feel like people were looking at me. Not like conversational looks, but kind of like looking me up and down before glancing away and repeating. So they were sizing you up. They were sizing you up and talking about you to your face. Those aren't real friends, bro. I'm just saying those are not real friends. Real friend would have just told you straight up, like, hey, I think this is blah, blah, blah. Not going to beat around the bush and use a whole bunch of other people as like shields, you know, and be like, we're in a group setting having a conversation. What are you so mad about? But I brushed this off as I've had issues with social anxiety when I was little, so most of the time when I feel insecure, I figure it's just my anxiety bursting through my medication to bite me in the butt. However, after a few minutes of feeling this way, one friend commented how weird it was that I have my hair in a fro despite being white. All my friends are well aware that my hair is completely natural and I don't do anything to get it this way. So I was taken aback. A few other people chimed in saying stuff like I should straighten it and that I was adding to racial tension and making people see me and think it's okay to appropriate fros. Bro, what? How do you even get that from I just don't understand. Like, I just really want to know how they got to the destination that they did. You know, like how much mental gymnastics and 4D chess did they have to play to make it make sense to them in order to say that? It's like saying having a big is cultural appropriation. Only people of color can have big dicks, bro. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking coming into this world with that, but you need to cut it off. At least a couple of inches of it. You're making somebody straighten their hair so that way it's not cultural appropriation. So they have to go through extra steps to make themselves look like a part of what they're not. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, I'm Puerto Rican and Native American, right? I have thick and curly hair. Do I have to straighten it to be more Native American, or do I have to thin it out to look more Puerto Rican? You know what I mean? I don't have to pick a side. I am both. Fucking idiots. Oh, God. I snapped and said, I'm sorry I was born this way. I was using a loud tone, which I am not proud of, as I myself am very adverse to anything that resembles yelling. I wouldn't say I yelled, but I was speaking noticeably louder than the volume we maintained. Some of my friends looked disappointed, while others looked kind of disgusted, and they all kind of just left after that. If anything, I think I'm the a-hole for how I responded, but I'm also asking if I'm the a-hole for having my hair like this. I talked to my other friends or family about this, but I'm worried about them being disappointed in me. Any advice is appreciated. Okay, it wasn't handled in the most like professional of manners because you yelled, sure, but being really angry about that is pretty reasonable. And I wouldn't say that you're the a-hole for yelling or raising your voice. I raise my voice all the time. We want to talk about cultural appropriation, then you should tell them that you're Puerto Rican and you yelling is part of your culture. But on some real stuff, this is why topics that are sensitive like this need to be examined on a case-by-case basis. You can't just look at one white person with dreadlocks and then go, oh, well, that's cultural appropriation. You don't know what their hairstyle is like. And we can argue if it looks bad or whatever, you know. I do think it's pretty tacky when I see white dudes with dreads sometimes. But you have anomalies like this. White people with really curly hair that fro out. Black people with red hair. It's not very often, but, you know, black people with blue eyes or a Hispanic person with straight hair. Like, things like this happen. It's not cultural appropriation if it's natural. Unless I'm just off the juice right now and I'm just crazy. But I don't see how this is a problem whatsoever. As a person of color, don't see a problem with it at all. Like, I feel like people that get mad about this are mad just because they don't know how to categorize these people anymore. They can't just lump them into a box as, oh, white, or oh, black, or oh, this, or oh, that. You can't just put them in a label and you all of a sudden know everything about them. And I feel like that bothers some people, you know what I mean? They can't, like, comprehend that. There might be a white person that listens to the Wu-Tang Clan, or a black person that listens to Toby Keith, or something like that. You know what I mean? Just because you're of a certain group of people does not mean that you have to subscribe to every single characteristic and category that group of people embody. Like, I like chicken fried steak, but does that mean I'm appropriating white culture? I like fried chicken. Does that mean I'm appropriating black culture? I'm mixed with Puerto Rican, but I think the Cuban flag looks way cooler than the Puerto Rican flag. Does that mean I hate my own race now? Does that mean I hate myself now? No, it just means that I'm a particular individual with a certain set of preferences that don't always align with my culture. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. If you want me to visit a particular subreddit, be sure to leave a comment and do the thing that other YouTubers tell you to do at the end of their videos. Appreciate you, and I'll catch you later.